Welcome to DEF CON, everybody. As you can see, there's a lovely blank background behind me, and the reason for this, and it's the same as the other events we've been to, filming rules are very, very strict. People here are extremely security conscious, and for good reason. Industrial control systems are the technology we use for our nuclear facilities, chemical plants, water pumps. These are the things that every city is relying on. And now we're going to go into the ICS Village and see what it looks like when a hacker compromises some of our most important technology infrastructure. So this is a mock-up of a water system, and you've got filtration, disinfection, and distribution. But what we're being told is, any one of these systems is a point of failure. You can block the water from coming in, you can gum up the systems by leaving heavy sediment in there, you could shut down the filtration, or you can turn the disinfectant off and contaminate the water. And we've got a few people who are trying to break into the system. So there's 3 steps. Once they get to the 3rd light, they've compromised it. And over at distribution, 2 lights are lit, so whoever's doing that, it's really close. I guess the interesting thing to me is we can clearly see how vulnerable our systems are. No one else is talking about it. They're talking about cars instead.
If you're familiar with the Stuxnet attack, what should happen is the centrifuges should really start to spin, something like this. So this is basically blow-up mode when things get really, really wrong here. And you should be able to do this just by coming in from the internet through all those different networks without actually touching it, as Stuxnet did. Of course, we are not using any nuclear material in here, not even heavy water. No, nobody dies here.
Okay, okay. Good. These systems are all over the place, and we know the vulnerabilities. And someone else was just telling us that the challenge is, even when we find out about the hole, how long will it take us to fix? It takes a long time.
Absolutely, because some of those devices, they were created really in the 90s, and they are in the security state of the 90s. So, go figure.
Oh, man. So, the big story right now, everyone's talking about car hacking. Sure. But we just saw this room where they're actively hacking water pump technology. So my question is, my assumption is that's way more important, way more dangerous. So if that's true, why don't we hear about it more?
We haven't seen any high-profile public harm come from that. We know that these systems are vulnerable because all systems can fail. Software code always contains flaws. Connectivity exposes the flaws in that software to a greater variety of conditions, including potentially harmful, hazardous ones, or ones that could be set up by adversaries. What we want to do is to avoid having to wait for a spectacular failure to start laying the groundwork so that if and when something like that does happen, we can quickly take the right action, or we can potentially preempt it if we're able to move to a safer state sooner, and essentially ensure that the trust we place in these embedded connected systems is worthy of our trust. When they were designed, some of them in the 70s, 80s, 90s, the capability to patch or to update those systems via software wasn't universally embedded into those systems. So we have a situation where the only way to update some systems is by completely replacing the hardware as well as the software.
Should we panic?
Don't panic. To quote Douglas Adams.
Don't panic?
Don't panic.
All right.
But act.
We haven't seen any large-scale attacks on infrastructure, but that doesn't mean we should just wait for one to happen. It means we should be aware of it, we should try and fix it, but we should be calm. So it's all really interesting. But for now, we're going to get out of here, so make sure to follow me on Twitter @TimCast. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more awesome videos like this. If you like the video, click the like button, share with your friends. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. You have bypassed the security of the tea kettle. It sounds like an absurd thing to say, but it's kind of crazy. We've done it, men. We've broken into the tea kettle and we've got the information we need.